This is me performing a flip. But how exactly does the flip occur? Well, the flip is one of the most visually appealing tricks in water skiing. But after watching and exercising, it begs the question, just how exactly does it happen? Well, I set off to discover this, and after many conclusions and considerations, I was able to narrow it down to these following 3 key terms. Carve. The flip is initiated when the athlete carves a path through the water. They must compress their legs to create additional rocker on the ski, allowing it to carve underneath their center of mass. This video clearly shows how I compress my legs in order to exert a lot of pressure on the lake in one direction to create the flip. The next key part is the center of mass, as with the pressure exerted by the carve beneath the center of mass, this will cause the skier to effectively flip upside down. The body's center of mass, or also called the center of gravity, is a fixed point at which the mass of the entire body can be thought of. It is the only point on a body at which the weighted relative position of distributed masses has the value 0. The center of mass is particularly important because it is the point of application for external forces and torques, such as gravity. So, in a flip, the loss of vertical axis in relation to the center of mass during the carve causes the flip, as the ski goes through a path similar to a roller coaster preparing for an inverted loop. Now that we know a little bit about the key terms involved in flipping, let's go more generally and let's look at the forces that allow water skiing to occur. Newtonian mechanics, force equals mass times acceleration, explains the forces involved in wakeboarding and water skiing across water when pulled forwards by a motorboat. The physics is the same for both. As the board moves through the water, it accelerates a mass of water downwards to create force. Remember, force equals mass times acceleration. This reaction is an equal and opposite force that pushes the board upwards. This process transfers momentum from the board to the water to push the water down. If we look at it more specifically, Newtonian mechanics based on the mass flow rate explains how wakeboards and water skis can fly across the water surface. Now that we've seen the forces that allow water skiing to occur, let's go deeper into the flip. There are multiple forces involved in creating a flip. In the beginning phase of the flip, there's a sideways edge pressure to create a little bit of speed going into the second phase of the flip, which would be the turn towards the wake. The athlete must compress with his legs the ski and create an extra amount of rocker on the ski so that it will have a tendency to carve underneath the athlete and to the other side of the athlete's center of mass. As the athlete is climbing the wake, there is downforce exerted into the center of the earth. The athlete must continue squeezing the ski downward as it skis from one side to the other. Downforce prevents drag from trapping the ski and causing the ski to stall. A simple flip is just the sustenance of downforce until the ski completely separates from the water. As the ski separates from the water, the athlete shall follow the pressure of the rope into the air and forward through space, just as if the athlete was skiing without doing a flip. Just follow the handle down the lake. The athlete is responsible for delaying the rotation of head and shoulders during the lift. As the athlete separates from the water, there's going to be a vertical takeoff component, and the athlete must take the top of their head all the way to their feet as the legs, hip, and ski are initiating the invert and the barrel roll. As many factors like the lake, the ski, and every athlete being different, there's an elusive yet well-determined amount of force. The dosage of force is unique to every athlete, so normally there is a lot of trial and error to identify and be able to correctly memorize and repeat these dosages of force that create the flip. And this is what creates this flip. It is a need for trial and error to find the dosage. Once the dosage has been memorized, it becomes a consistent maneuver, but it's an elusive piece of data. Finally, let's look at the role of the things that the athlete does not control. So firstly, the towboat, it provides propulsion. Then the board has the role of providing lift. Finally, the forces, which is without gravity, there would be no flip. There would be a necessary form of propulsion underneath the athlete's feet to create the vertical component so that the base of the athlete could travel vertically upward around the center of mass of the athlete. Gravity is what allows a board to do this without any rockets. You basically store energy in the board by squeezing into gravity, and then as you ski from one side to the other, that stored energy creates the flip. Water resistance, on the other hand, is another force involved, as it is what balances us on top of our feet on a board. Without water resistance, it would be extremely difficult for an athlete to maintain balance. In summary, a water ski flip occurs through a precise combination of carving techniques, force management, and gravitational dynamics. The interaction between these elements allows athletes to perform flips successfully using forces of physics to their aid, as without these forces, there would be no flip. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that this video could help you understand how a water ski flip occurs and everything that is involved in this motion.